I'm not your lover.
Okay.
I'm not
I'm
your
not your
friend.
friend.
I'm
I'm
something
something
that
that you'll
you'll
never
never comprehend.
comprehend.
No
No
need
need
to
to worry.
worry.
No
No
need
need
to
to
cry.
cry.
I'm your
I'm your
Messiah,
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 and
and
you're
you're
the
you're
the
the
reason
reason
why,
reason
why.
why,
cause
cause
you,
Because you,
I
I
I
would
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 die
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 for
for
for you.
you.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, darling,
Knowing
if you
if
want
you
me
want me
Want me
to,
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 you,
I
I
would
would
die
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 for
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 you.
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 Woo!
There we
Okay.
go.
That was better than what we all thought.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yo, what's going on? This your boy Marquis,
And this is your one and only your favorite Taylor.
and you're back with the You Stuck With Me podcast.
You stuck. You stuck with me.
Beautiful, how you doing this morning?
I'm good, Pumpkin. How are you?
I'm great. We had some granola bars, drank some water. I'm good.
And got us singing Prince,
Mm-hmm.
the
It's,
purple one. Ooh, ooh.
so we're
Wow.
we're really excited because we have guests on the podcast who are very near and dear to us.
Yes, I would say one of our favorites. I mean, one of our favorites.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about from the hosts of the My Truth podcast. We're bringing in Mike Hardy and Joy Hardy. Welcome, you guys.
Welcome,
Yo, yo.
welcome.
What's
Hi.
up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
How you
What's
guys
going
doing this
on?
morning?
I was okay in until we did that rendition of Prince, and I know he's up there looking down, going, "What are you doing, boy? What are you doing, boy?"
He's probably
So
giving us that look like.
Hey, at least we could say our mics were on,
True.
because he didn't
oh,
play that.
oh, whew. Well, yo, thanks for having us, man. We appreciate it. You know we love y'all, so thank you for having us.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
boss lady, we ready to do this?
Yeah, and I'm hearing. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
let's
ready.
rock.
So it's been a minute since the last time we saw you two.
Oh yeah,
What's
yeah.
Mhm.
been going on? What's been going on?
You know the routine, getting on our nerves. So
Yep. You can
ain't
say
much
that.
changed.
Yeah, name number change. Nope. He's been getting on my nerves every day, and today it's twice
Oh,
Ooh.
because of the fact that we're in the same room but at separate desks. And so when he's talking through the podcast, he's talking on through through his mic. I can hear him talking right next to me. So it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm hearing him twice. So
double
he's
trouble.
doubly getting on my nerves. Yeah.
Can we talk about these Biggie shirts you got on? I
That
love
was
them.
a total accident.
Yeah, it really was. Listen,
I didn't realize what shirt he had on. Cause he got up before me. I didn't and got dressed. I didn't realize what shirt he had on. I had on something different. He was like, "That's what you wearing?" And I was like, okay. So I ran last minute to go pull up to go get a shirt. And I didn't see what shirt it was. And I just put it on. It wasn't until you guys said something that I realized that we have on Biggie shirts.
Sound
don't
like it was a
even,
setup.
don't even lie to our friends, baby.
How was it a lie?
You know I had this on. You
You've
said,
been
you know
bugging.
what?
First
I
of all,
wanted
you've
to
been
be
bugging
just
me
like
all
him.
morning. I did not even look at you. You've been bugging me all morning. I have not even looked at you.
Yeah, you know that's why I love you, girl.
Uh huh.
All right,
Next.
all right, all right, all right, all right.
Y'all sound like us.
Yeah,
They sound like us. They
they
sound
sound
like
like
us.
us.
That sound
Oh,
like,
They
please
sound
don't.
like
oh
us.
Lord, don't do that to us,
Ain't no,
please.
no,
Don't do
because
that.
ain't nobody like me. I'm good.
You absolutely right about that. You are
Ah,
So you
Listen,
absolutely right about that.
so you
listen,
guys want to
don't.
formally introduce yourselves?
Okay.
Um, well, I'm Joy. So,
And I'm Michael. What's up? How about that? You gonna be Joy? Okay.
all right, look, no, all right, look, let's talk real talk. I'm Mike. I am the host of My Truth podcast, and
I'm his wife, Joy.
that's the best you could come up with.
I don't do the podcast thing.
I'm,
Only on
I'm his
occasion if you
wife.
pull me on. I
I'm,
don't do it.
I'm his wife, Joy. No, honestly, seriously, guys, thank you again for having us. I'm Mike from My Truth podcast, and that's my beautiful wife, Joy. And obviously, in
Don't look at me.
All right, fine, I won't. But, all right, guys, we're sorry. We're not going to take up the whole show. So,
Yeah, sorry about the feistiness. It's just early,
Hey,
and we
no
just
need to
came back from a
apologize.
cruise. So we just came back from a cruise, and we coming down off that high.
The after cruise high.
That
Yeah.
after cruise
the
high.
after cruise
Yeah.
high, exactly.
The after cruise high. We
Exactly.
get it. We get it.
And let me tell you, the cruise was amazing.
Hmm.
The food was nasty, though. Seriously, it was. We're not going to call out the cruise because we're not giving them free advertisement. But it was a chicken spot and a burger spot. Like two of the best spots there. Two of the
First of
best
all,
places.
by you saying that, they or people are already going to know exactly what company you talking about.
Not necessarily. But anyway. But
Yeah,
yeah,
So
it
no,
where'd
it
you
was
was.
go on a
amazing.
cruise?
Um, what was it? Honduras, Costa Maya,
And
and
Cozumel.
Cosmo.
Yeah,
Ooh.
And honestly, and that this might segue into something else. Um, but that was the first getaway that we ever had.
that was the first cruise, first serious vacation
Yeah, that we've
as a
ever had.
couple that we've had. We've had maybe went away for like the weekend, had 2 days or whatever. But his sister had um, had surprised us with the cruise, and she said, "It's going. You guys are going away for a whole week." And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "What are we gonna do? Like, what's gonna happen with the house? I gotta make sure the kids have money." It was just I was thinking about everything else but relaxing on the cruise. But once we got on that boat, I'm not gonna lie,
Decompressed.
yeah, I did. I kind of fell asleep on the balcony actually, because I took the time to sit out on the balcony and just like I sat, I looked at the view, the water, I listened to the waves, and I fell asleep.
That ocean, that ocean view will do that to you, especially with the right breeze. It's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
nice and cool. Hmm.
yeah.
Oh
And I was
Uh,
like,
yeah.
wow. And I said to myself, wow, I have to do this again. I have to. I
That's how I
have to.
felt. That's how I felt after my first cruise. I'm pretty sure, babe, you felt the same way after your first cruise.
Oh yeah. The best part of my first cruise was, so it was funny that you mentioned about the waves and the sounds of the ocean and
Hmm.
all that. So having a massage in that area, just listen to the waves crash and stuff like that. Baby, I forgot where I was at. I was knocked out. Knocked out. That's some of the best sleep. I think being on a cruise is the best sleep you'll ever get.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was. It was. It was so relaxing. And then once you're able to get to like, if you're able to go to the pool area, if it's not crowded, just even sitting in the pool and just looking around and just listening to all the quiet. If you're able to find like a quiet area, it's so beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we suggest going on cruises because not just because we like them, but you just get to relax, decompress. Just life slows down for you.
No phones.
No phones.
That's what it is. No phones.
And you
all
also,
right.
but depending on where you're going, you also get to see another part of the world that you've never seen.
Yeah,
You get to you get to experience life outside of your own backyard, outside of your block, outside of your city.
yeah,
And that's the one thing that we've always, you know, throughout our marriage, we've always made sure that we kind of lived outside of our block, out of our neighborhood. We always made sure that the kids knew and they understood that there's a bigger place. And there's nothing wrong with the hood. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's a bigger place around, and you need to go and explore, and you need to experience different different cultures and different things like that. So it was exciting for me. The only thing I had a problem with in the very beginning was literally one night. She was asleep, and I got up, and I said, "Let me just go sit out in the balcony for a minute." And then I looked around, I realized, I said, "Okay, number one, it's dark. There's nothing out here, and it's only water. We didn't even see any passing ships go past, and The other thing is, don't watch the movie Titanic before you take a cruise, because I really started to think stuff, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I should go back to bed. So, but I had an awesome time, and again, like Joy was saying, it was a gift from my sister for our birthday, and it was a blessing. It really was. It really was. So,
We forgot to tell you guys happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Oh no,
oh
it ain't
no,
passed yet.
no,
It
no,
ain't passed yet.
no, you got time.
His birthday is next week. See, the
Oh,
cruise was last week, so his birthday was next week, and my birthday is next month. So we're 42 days apart,
okay.
age wise. So, um, but she booked it, and she was like, "This is what we're gonna do, and you guys are going on this cruise, and we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna do this." She bought us shirts and stuff.
Oh,
It
she
was
went
cool.
all out.
Yeah, she did. Actually, she went above and beyond, and then his other sister had actually bought, like, she kind of did like our wardrobe. She It
Right,
just, like, a box came in the mail, like a box was delivered, and it was a whole bunch of stuff in there. And I'm like, I see dresses, I see coordinating shirts for him and short sets and stuff like that. So they kind of went all out for us. I mean, it was, I mean, I told them I thank you, but I don't think they realized how, I mean, everything that they did. It was just, it was a beautiful, it touched my heart. It was such a beautiful thing that they did. One bought clothes and did our wardrobe, and the other one um lavished us with this wonderful trip, and it was
almost
something
made
that
it.
we've never had. Yeah, it was almost like they were the fairy godmothers. You know what I mean?
And
Type situation.
here's the thing to that. And you guys, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you know. You take care of everything around you. Take care of the house. Take care of the kids. Take care of everything else. It's very rare that you take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the most spoiling we do, hey, babe, what you what you want to eat? You know, things like that. So to have someone take the time and the opportunity to cater to us, it was different in the very beginning because we kind of fussed about, you sure we want to do this? And, we came up with every excuse not to. But God is awesome because God was just like, no, this is something that you deserve and I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
give it to you. So
Amen
it
to
was
that.
awesome. It was
Amen to
awesome.
that. It's funny that we talking about this, so it kind of reminds me of one episode that we did. We talking about date night
Mm-hmm.
with Luther. So that song was Luther Vandross,
Mm-hmm.
right? What was it?
Can I
Can I
take
take
you
you
out
out?
tonight?
And we started talking about how in our relationship we started talking about, we need to incorporate more us time because we get caught up in, hanging out with friends and everyday responsibilities. Like, hey, what about me? I need some self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right.
So we just started talking about how the little stuff turns into the date. Like, I know we talk about grocery store dates,
That
uh
sounds good.
um
Just walking on the beach.
walk
That's
just
it.
walking on the beach or just driving downtown, just anything to have like that us time. So I really love the fact that you guys were able to go on a cruise and just disconnect. Whew, that sounds
Yeah.
relaxing. Makes me want to go on a cruise right now.
Hop,
And
hop
only to be
on.
reminded, that that we are married and we have kids, is as soon as we got off the boat, it all came back. It's like, oh damn, I gotta make sure this is taken care of. I had to be to work. I had to be to work Monday morning, and so yeah. But you know what? I could honestly say in the very beginning, I say day two of the trip, we kind of fussed, and I can say, and I'll say it here, it wasn't having anything to do with my wife. She didn't do it. It was me, and I apologize to her for that. It was just stupid. It was just stupid, and we made amends, and it became awesome because I just took time to really just shut up and have a good time, you know. So I'll say it on stream. Honey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm not crying, y'all.
Now
Um,
I'm gonna tell you what happened. It
oh
had.
Lord,
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
oh
I'm
Lord.
not gonna tell everything, but I'm gonna
Oh.
tell you what happened. So we're on the trip. We're having a good time. But his sister who bought our wardrobe, she bought things for me that I haven't worn in years. So because I had gained weight, especially after of having all of our children, because I used to wear a lot of form fitting stuff. So she bought me form fitting clothes. And so what happened was we're walking around the ship and you got dirty old men who literally standing there watching me go by, like watching my behind. I'm like, you see how big my husband is? But instead they couldn't, dirty old men. They just was looking at he got
Old men
ticked
don't
off
care.
about it. He got ticked off about it. And he got mad at me. He got mad at me about something that he was upset about that happened that because I went to a work function, but it had to do with it brought up a little bit of jealousy. So so we got into a little bit of an argument. So that's what it was. So the fact that me wearing that dress, it it brought that up, and and we kind of got into it. I'm like, you getting mad at me for something I can't control. Number one, I can't control how my butt looks. Okay, I can't control how other people react. I can't control the fact that um you know what I'm saying, that things happen around me. I can't control that.
Mr. Steve, where is the mute button? Oh my gosh.
Hey, Mike,
But
I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie.
and huh?
I'm not. I'm not gonna lie. I was prepared to throw you or life raft or something, but nah, I can't save you, bro.
Nah, man. No, but you know what? Seriously, that was it in a nutshell. And and I wasn't trying to convey anything else other than I trust you and I need you and you trust me and hey, 30 years, man. We ain't going nowhere from each other.
Yeah,
So,
that's what happened with that whole conversation, and that's
right,
why I got escalated
right.
because I'm like, I haven't done nothing all these years. If I wanted to do something, I would have did it a long time ago. If something was gonna happen, it would have happened a long time ago. You know, like I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. So let's just live. You know what I mean? So and I think a lot of people need to get that cleared up out of the way from the beginning. There's always everyone has some sort of insecurities, whether they believe it or not. You know what I mean? So a
Hmm.
lot of times you
Mm,
just got to be able to trust your partner and trust that the fact that they're not going to hurt you. Now, we know sometimes things happen.
yeah.
Some people are not trustworthy, or sometimes people have things going on within themselves that they don't realize that they're projecting. You know what I mean? That they're projecting other things that's making their partner feel uncomfortable. But you have to have the whole thing is you have to have a conversation. And for us, that little tiff ended up in this big conversation that we actually needed to have like 10 years ago. So, you know.
Mm,
Mm.
that's big.
That sounds like
But you know
what
what
I
the
tell
cool
you all the time. Don't nobody want me but you.
Oh, what
Don't nobody want me but you.
you talking about? I'm saying stuff. How many times a week do you talk about? You got all these pigeons around. Somebody wants you. This, that, and the
Because
third.
look at you. You tall, you're educated, you know how to hold a conversation, and you low key like that a little bit. Don't play. Don't play like you don't.
I I just
You
find
want
it.
to wait till we get in front of company act brand new. That's what it is. No,
You
wow.
you say that when
Wow.
you do this when we in private. Oh, don't look all surprised.
you
Look
just
who's trying
acting
to
brand new. That's all I'm saying.
look.
But the one thing I will say, guys, is that seriously, like I really thought about it, and I said, "Damn!" After 30 years, I'm still completely jealous about her from like it was day one.
Oh.
So
It's a good type of jealousy.
yeah, yeah. Now,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, I was gonna say it was weird for me because, well, okay, as women, well, especially with, well, okay, for me, when we got together, I looked a certain way. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I looked a certain way, and then I had kids. I still look good, but then over the time, I gained weight, and then as you get older, you can't really get rid of the weight. The way you can't get back to how you looked in the beginning. And so I had a lot of insecurities about myself. I'm like, my husband, he's tall, he's handsome, he's intelligent, he looks good. And I know women are always looking at him. Especially, first of all, they ain't even got to see, they didn't even have to have a conversation, first of all, or even talk to him. The first thing that gets him is the height. Then after that,
Exactly.
then they're like, oh, he dresses well. He can hang a suit. Okay. And then the next thing you know, they have a conversation with him like, oh, he's intelligent. Just like how you said, he's intelligent, and that's the package. That's the package. A woman wants a man that looks good, that she can have a conversation with.
girl, don't nobody want me but you.
Yeah, I know you say that all the time. But the
Oh,
thing is, for me, I'm like hearing that all these years because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I gained all.
Oh.
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 Okay, okay. You gain weight and you don't feel like how you used to. You don't see the things that you used to see in the mirror. You know what I mean? He tells me, "Oh, I see the same girl," and I'm saying to myself, "How could you possibly see the same woman if I don't wear the same dress size that I used to wear? That I used to, you know what I mean? That's how I saw it." But he had explained certain things to me. He was like, "No, when I look at you, I see the same woman," and I'm
That's
like,
Marquis
"Okay."
staring me down to do the pits on my soul.
Gee, that sounds so familiar.
Well, no, like she said, like that's what I try to convey to you. Like when we first met, well, I'm not even gonna go with the high school part of it. So when we reconnected at the picnic, I was several sizes smaller. I was a different frame. Over the years, I gained weight and everything like that. I mean, not to say I still don't look good, but it's like, how can you still see? I was a stick when you saw me at the picnic. I'm not a stick no more. I think I'm more like more of a Benz right now. So a beautiful big body Benz, by the way. So I'm like, how do you see this?
And to this day, you still wonder why I can't keep my hands off you.
Michael's, oh, please. No, because he said the same thing. He says the same thing to me all the time. But Taylor understands exactly what I'm talking about.
And Mike understands exactly what I'm talking about.
But that
Now,
means y'all gotta understand where we come
hold
from.
on. Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt. I don't mean to interrupt. But I have to say this so people know. Now, Marquise, you say I understand where you're coming from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marquise, what's your sign?
Oh
I'm a
my gosh,
Virgo.
why you keep bringing that up?
No, no, no. What's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
Stop. Miss Joy, what's your sign?
I am a Virgo.
Stop. Yo, Miss T, what's your sign?
I'm a Leo.
And my birthday is next week, so that makes me a Leo. So I say all of that to say
But
this is a awesome conversation because we get to look at it from two different points of view. And I say that because if you don't even got to be into like signs and astrological signs or anything like that. But we are like two different parts of the world, Leos and Virgos. And I get I'm stopping because I get, and I'm sure y'all get it too. People ask us all the time, how do y'all stay together? How did y'all make it work? Because in all intents and purposes, we're not even supposed to be talking to each other. You know,
mhm.
I, stop rolling your eyes, and you know that's true. Stop rolling your eyes. You know that's true. It's awesome that we in the same part of the house. Stop rolling your eyes, woman. But
Stop looking over here. Look at the camera.
no, but it's true. I mean, it's true, and it just love you make it work with God's help and love you make it work. So I mean to interrupt, but the reason why I stopped is because of how you guys are interacting. Me and
Yeah,
Boss Lady, we do the same thing. So
yeah.
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 I think it's pretty cool. So
That means we're all connected.
You beat me to it.
Can you say AT&T commercial?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, all right. So we getting down to nitty gritty. I got questions for us. What's up?
So for our audience, can you guys tell us? Well, we know, but can you tell our audience where you guys met and how you guys met?
Yeah, I'm not
um,
going to do it because apparently last time I got it wrong. So I'm gonna let you go ahead, babe. You do it.
no, we met in high school. We did not date in high school. We met in high school. He was on the football team. I was what was I? Oh, I was one of the managers of the football team. We didn't like each other. Couldn't stand each other. We had the same circle of friends, and that was it. I thought he was arrogant. He claims I was a diva, but nobody at that school will tell you I was a diva.
You didn't talk
Except
to anybody at the school.
first of all, I did. I had friends. I had friends at the school, but the problem is that I had a there was I had a lot of incidents with guys at the school. Meaning, I'm walking to class. Dude said hi, we talking or whatever. He tries to kiss me. I was like, I didn't tell you I wanted to kiss you. It was like a lot of incidents like that. You know what I mean? Where
Mm.
somebody grabs you on your behind. You don't know who they are, so you physically punch them. You turn around and you punch them in their face. Certain things. I had situations like that. So a lot of the guys I couldn't. I didn't want to talk to. I didn't want to say anything to. And the thing is, I'm one of the managers on the football team. But actually, a lot of the guys on the team were actually pretty cool. And there were a couple of them that used to basically, I thought were kind of like teddy bears, and they used to like be my bodyguards in a way. So, but his best friend was one of my close friends. We used to talk on the phone every day. This dude, anytime I'll be talking to his best friend, he would just walk over and stand in front of me and start talking to his friend, act like I wasn't even there. We
Ooh.
were not cool like that in high school at all. I could not stand him. Now we so now I think about maybe a year, 2 years later after, well, a year after high school. I think was it my freshman year or sophomore year? I think it was my sophomore year. Um, I went into a store around in the neighborhood that sometimes we run into. Um, just to get like little things, whether it's stuff for my hair or stuff for some makeup or whatever.
Mhm.
And this was a type of store that none of the girls wanted to go into because as soon as you go in, all the guys who worked there were in your face.
Not me
Like
though. Just
they
so y'all
act
know, not me.
seriously. This store, a lot of the guys act like they never saw a girl, they never touched a girl, never had any interaction. So it's kind of one of those things like, okay, I gotta go in this store. Let me just hurry up, walk fast, go to where I need to go to. What I need to get is on aisle such and such. Let me hurry up and get what I gotta get and come out because you don't feel like being bothered. Soon as I walk in, I saw this one. This one is now working at that store. And I'm like, oh Lord, I remember him from school. So I said,
But I
okay.
wasn't a creep. I
so
wasn't one of those guys.
so I went. I just needed to get some last minute lipstick to take with me to take with me to school. I went in there. I'm looking for lipstick. I'm looking at lipsticks. He come walking over. He was like, hi. It's like, hi. And he was like, what color you getting? I'm like, why? Well, the color you hold in your hand, I think it's too dark for you. Okay. I'm good. He was just like, okay, and he just walked away. There was another, so the following week I had to go back into the store and get something.
That's how it starts.
But it was early in the morning. So usually early in the morning, you don't have to worry about the guys in there because they usually don't come in till later on in the afternoon. So I went into the store to get something, and I didn't even have my hair done. I had a hat on, I had this big old sweater, and a pair of jeans. I walked in there, and I'm getting what I need, and I go up to the register, and the girl behind the register is like, um, what did she say? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. She was like his really close friend, And she
Yeah.
was like, "Hi, you got a boyfriend?" And I was like, "No." And then I see her doing something with her hands, but I ain't paying attention. So evidently she was trying to, he was working that day. So she was trying to signal to him to come and talk to me. And so evidently, according to her, she was like, "Yeah, he like you." I'm like, "What?" And then he comes walking over to me and he's like, "Hi, I would like to take you out to dinner sometime." No, I'm sorry, that's not what you said. You said, "Hi, you don't remember me?" And I was like, "Remember you from where?" "From high school. You don't remember me?" And I was like, he was like, you don't remember my friend Claude?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I'm his best friend." I'm looking at him, I'm realizing who he is, but I'm like, oh, saying to myself, he was the asshole that used to
Wow. Wow.
he was the arrogant asshole
Wow.
that, that that used to stand in front of me when I used to talk to his friend. And so he was like, "I would like to take you out to dinner sometime." That threw me off when he said that. And I was like shocked, like, what do I do? And I was like, what do I do? What do I do? I said, "Okay, maybe." And so his friend behind the register, she did something and she pulled out a piece of tape from the register. And she was like, "Here," she was like, "Write your number down." It's like, okay. Her name was Trudy. I can't
True.
remember her last. Yeah, her name was Trudy. And so, I wrote my number down, gave it to him. He was like, "Okay, I'm gonna call you." I was like, "All right." So I went home. A couple of days passed by. He called me. One of my aunts was upstairs. Was in the house. She came over to do my hair, and he was talking to me. He was like, "I want to take you to the movies or something like that." And I told him to hold on, and I'm like, and my aunt is looking at me like, "Why are you looking like that?" It's like, "Yeah, this guy from that I used to go to high school with is asking me to go out." She was like, "You better let him take you out." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "You better." She was like, "You supposed to be having fun. This is the time of your life you have fun. You just started college. You better let him take you out. Let him take you out. It ain't gotta go nowhere, but let him take you out." So I was like, "Okay." But it was my aunt Pat. So I was like, "Okay." So we made I got back on the phone with him. I said, "Sure." We went to go see a movie, and then it was whack. I'm not gonna lie. When we went to go see the movie, we didn't talk. We didn't really acknowledge each other. I saw him look at me a couple of times, but we didn't say anything. It wasn't until the walk
Time out.
home.
Time
What?
out.
Oh my
Time out.
God.
Flag on the play.
Ain't no
That
flag on the play. You ain't want
Wait.
to talk to me.
I'm looking for something yellow to throw it up in the sky. Um, I love how you quickly just
I'm giving them the short version.
skirted over the fact that you laughed at my man who was sitting behind me
Oh my
every joke
God.
he told.
First of all, we went to go see a movie we had no business going on. I mean, going to go see for a date. It was about police corruption. That was number one.
police corruption. What
Yeah,
kind of
Yeah, it was called
yeah.
Shattered Glass or something like
Or
that.
glass, something glass shit,
Glass,
something like that.
glass, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we had no business seeing that movie for a date. That was number one. There was nothing for us to talk about. We didn't have no real interaction. Um, and there was a guy that was sitting in front of us and he was cracking jokes. He was like he was saying everything. He was getting on the movie. He was cracking on it. And that was it. And I laughed. He was funny. I laughed. But that doesn't mean I wanted to get with him or anything like that. But so, like I said, it wasn't until he said he would walk me home, and it was on the way walking home is where things changed. I don't know. We just started talking about all kinds of stuff. It was supposed to be like maybe a 5-10 minute walk home, which ended up us going to a park and sitting on a bench and talking. And it started raining, and we continued to talk. It we I think we were together an additional. That walk went from 5 or 10 minutes to maybe like 3 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just talked. We talked about exes. We talked about movies. We talked about family members. We talked about everything. Just like we just sat and talked, and from there it just blossomed. into the relationship we have today. We always had that, that I don't know, it's like it kind of, we just clicked. It was kismet. It just clicked. And we've been like that ever since.
That sounded familiar because Marquise used to do the same thing to me.
I will not confirm nor deny
Of
that.
course you want whatnot. So me and Marquise met in high school. How we met, to sum it all up, he came to me. I was talking to one of my friends at the bleachers, and he looks under my arm. He was like, "That you need to fix all that." He's talking about my underarm hair.
But in all
Then
actuality,
Wow.
I actually didn't see anything. I was just being silly.
uh, you were a senior, and I was a baby freshman. Do you know the impression that left on me?
But we're here now.
Anyway, it was the audacity for him to come to me and ask me, "Can he take me out to the movies?" I was a little hesitant because I'm like, he playing a joke on me. He knew that I had a boyfriend at the time.
A what?
See this? See, here you go right here, a boyfriend.
A what?
Anyway, he'll tell people that I curved him and all that.
Indeed.
No,
Indeed.
it did not.
Indeed.
And later on, as we got older and we became brother and sister in Greek life, I was still I was still single, dating around, and every time I would talk to him, he'll be like, "Oh, should I be jealous?"
I still get
I'm
jealous.
like, "This have nothing to do with you. I'm single and I'm doing single people stuff."
I still get jealous.
Until finally he wore me down, and I asked him out, and he wanted to curve me for 2 weeks, but he'll never talk about that.
10 years, babe. 10 years. That's how long I was waiting on you.
Okay, 2 years. I mean, 2 weeks. That's equivalent in my mind.
That math ain't math.
Well, the point is, we kind of curved each other, and look at where we at now. He's still going on my nerves, but I love him.
I love how guys set this up. So they set this up. They do something to torment you in high school and make you feel a certain way, so that when you're older, you ready for the picking.
Oh
Okay.
Lord, here we go.
That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, let
Yeah,
me
because
tear
I
her
was
down
all
for a second.
nice. I was all nice, sweet, and innocent before he came around, started picking on me. Now I got to be on 10. I got to have a guard up.
You see what he has
Wow, you
on
made her
in his
feel
head?
insecure.
You see what he has on his head? That's called cap. That's what you're
That's not
doing.
no cap.
That's big cap.
Mm-mm. I wasn't a
Nah, he made
troll
you
when
feel
I met you.
insecure. That's foul.
See? And you know what was the messed up part about that too? So I told my mama about it. She was like, "Well, you are at that age." I'm like, "Whose side are you
Ooh.
on?"
Wow.
Woo. Hmm.
That's what makes it worse when somebody co-sign.
Right. Now that I think about it, she been co-siding for him for a good minute. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
right.
Mama knows
Mama
best.
knows best.
Man. But she ain't had to co-sign like that though.
See, Mike, we here. We here.
We not doing this.
Mama knows best. That's all I'm gonna say. All right.
So let me ask you guys this: what are your thoughts on younger generation in marriage? Do you guys think that they're being prepared for it, or they're not being prepared for it, or to answer that question, how can they prepare for it?
Mm, dang, that's deep. Uh, wow, I should have had some coffee or something. Because I'm still in a fog. Uh, wow. Do I think they're prepared? Not necessarily.
Hmm.
Because you see, it's kind of like, I don't know, life, the way it works, it seems like things revolve maybe, and like things go in a revolving circle, like maybe every 20, 25 years, something like that. Because you had, in the beginning, you had like core families, and then I guess there was a period of time where you just had nothing but single parents, and then it brought it kind of went back to people
Or
having creating foundations, and then it looks like it's, I don't know, it's hard to say. I'm having a hard, I don't know. I
All
don't
right,
know. I don't think people are interested anymore, really, in
so
building a actual relationship. It seems like.
here's how I look at it. Um, there is no true, and you guys can think about this too. There's no true preparation. We
mm-hmm,
were never prepared.
That's true. Yeah.
mm-hmm,
Um, yeah, there's no true preparation. The first year of your marriage is not the honeymoon. That's BS because you have given your life to somebody you barely know. I don't care if y'all knew each other in high school. You barely know this person. Um, but you've looked them in the eye and say, you know what? I give everything, all of me to you, and I trust you with it. There's no preparation for that. Um, we never had preparation. What we had and what we continue to have is the unwillingness to say no, that we're going to walk away. That's what we have. And I think in this generation, with cancel culture and everything else, that's their way out. And they're so quick to not want to work at it, to just say, you know what, I'll go find another one.
Which you have every right to do that if that's what you choose. But there's something about it's something about working with someone who you are in love with to create this life that y'all started building, and then you want to continue to move forward with it. I'm not saying to just stay with somebody just because you've been in the game with them for 10 years. I'm not saying that. If you have to have general, you have to be able to you have to have that deep love for someone. You have to be able to talk about things, be able to say whatever you want to say to that person. You should be able to share your innermost thoughts and feelings with that person. Not to mention, you can't get mad at every little thing that they do. Some things you just have to be like, whatever. That's not that serious. You know what I mean? It's just I think that the work ethic, I guess, maybe I guess is what I was looking for to say earlier. I don't think a lot of people want to put that effort in a relationship at all, let alone because it seems like a lot of people don't want to put effort in basically in your in basically with your work or your business. Some people don't even put that effort into their kids, and that's supposed to come first foremost. They don't put that effort in a relationship with God, so they definitely ain't gonna put that effort into building a relationship with somebody else.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know. People, just the way things are, they think everything is supposed to be easy nowadays. And it's not. Life is not easy. Life will throw you curveballs. There's all kinds of things that happen that come into your pathway that you're like, okay, how do I get around this?
You,
I don't think people are equipped because they don't want to put the effort.
and to
you-
piggyback off that last part that you just said, it made me think about critical thinking. Nobody
Hmm.
likes to think critically anymore. Everybody, and I've said this before, we live in a society where everything is now, 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 including relationships. So we have
Yeah.
people out here who are building these microwave relationships thinking that they're going to last long. And then when they actually get to a point where they have to come together and figure out a certain issue, they can't.
but you also look at this, man, and I'll put this out there. With the birth of AI,
Hmm.
there's no more critical thinking. I don't need to think
Yeah,
that
that's
that
true.
deep.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
All
true.
I gotta do is just go type it up, and I'll let the computer do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many different factors that if you don't work at it, it makes it easy to cancel the culture, to
Hmm.
walk away from it. You know, Joy and I, we have had situations where we got fed up, but never ever fed,
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
sure, but never ever fed up to the point where I could look her in the face and say, you know what? I might have said it, being young and silly, you say dumb stuff like, I don't want to be with you no more. Let's get a divorce. But you know damn well in your heart and your soul that that's not what you want. You don't mean that. You just say it because you know it's going to piss the other person off.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You know? Um, but never once did we look at each other and truly, truly on God's earth really mean that, hey, this is it. We going our own way. And I think it's the fortitude that says that we're gonna do it no matter what. We're gonna make it work no matter what. And seriously, um, 30 years later, man. 30 years later. Now, marriage is not perfect. It's not. You have bumps in the road. Shoot, you got boulders in the road. You got other aspects that say, just pick up and go. They don't care. Oh, shorty over here. Your wife is in the house. She ain't looking. Get her number. What are you going to do when you're faced with that is the biggest deal. And I, as a man who grew up without a father, I have my uncles, um, but was never given the proper steps. These steps I had to learn through my uncles and TV shows. And don't laugh when I say this, TV shows like Good Times and The Cosby Show and how it's supposed to look. You're supposed to protect your home. You're supposed to go to school and become a doctor and take care of your family and things like that. But you know what? That's not what God has for you. God has something different for you. And you have to understand that. And I think that's another thing. We don't take time to understand what God has for us. We're so quick to want to AI everything.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
we
agree.
truly grew up together. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we grew up
Right.
together. So although we didn't, start at a particular. We started me in college, but still, when you're together with someone for a certain period of time, you'll grow together. And it's the same thing even with your children. You grow, and with the whole thing, with everything being so easy now, you don't get a chance to grow as a person. You don't
Yeah.
see your full potential.
I agree with you guys because, and this is something that we were told before we said I do. Or, actually, it wasn't around the time we actually were married, probably a couple of weeks in. Uh, my father told me, and a lot of people have told me, probably told you as well, Day, that when you start your marriage or even when you start dating, your significant other is supposed to change. You guys are supposed to change and grow as you mature and matriculate through your marriage, and it wouldn't be right to expect your significant other to stay the same person that they were when you first met them.
Right.
And that
Wow.
reminds me what my
Mm.
mother used to tell me. So my mother passed on. She's been gone for 7 years now, so she never really got to experience, seeing me get married and everything like that. But when it came to dating, I was dating. I forgot who I was dating that time, but it doesn't matter. She was like, you will benefit more with being with somebody that can grow with you. Go through the trenches with you, and have that same mindset as you. Like, you grow up together. And at first, I didn't understand that until me and Marquise got together and we like blossomed to this serious relationship and just doing these different experiences together and learning as we go. So that right there just reminded me of that.
And also back to what you said, Mike, I'm going back a little bit. When you said that you didn't have your father wasn't in your life, but you had uncles, and how they didn't prepare you for marriage, and they didn't tell you how to prepare for marriage. It made me realize what my father actually said to me. He said that there is no way to truly prepare for marriage. It's just something that
Right.
you have to experience for yourself,
Yeah.
and then go. You go as you roll as you go.
And you know what? I'm gonna piggyback off you.
Hmm.
Your father's words were so, I want to say, poignant and right on, because in the very beginning of your relationship, or even like you going, what they call it, courting,
Hmm.
even in that stage, you realize you are not really meeting the person that you are going to spend the rest of your life with if you choose to do that. You are meeting their representative, and I've said this time and time again.
Hmm. That's
But
true.
it is not them. It is their representative, because I know for a fact that my wife, she met my representative. I'm gonna put on the best front that I could. I'm gonna do whatever I could to get her. Here's the problem: you got her already, right?
Hmm.
She's, like I said, she's decided to be with you. And guys, I hope y'all know that it's never ever you decide to be with her. She's already, that it is her choice, and she's already chosen to be with you even before you said hello. So if she didn't
Mm.
want to, you would know. But anyway, getting back to it, it is, it's just, I don't know. You meet their representative. You do whatever you got to do to get them. Once you get them, a lot of us say, oh, okay. Well, I know for me anyway. You get them and you happy, you're in a relationship, but you tend to forget how what made them smile and what made them look at you and blush or whatever. And that's how relationships start here and they end up here. And nobody ever has an answer as to why you, I don't know why it didn't work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
And I
it's
think
just, it's
that
just work.
it's definitely work, and I think that that's why it's important to always constantly go on date nights, do things together, make sure you guys have quality time together, so not only does your relationship go from point A to point B, but it also keeps the spark, it also keeps it spicy. Like, you can't wait to see each other after a long day's work, can't keep your hands off of each other. You guys are quick to want to have conversation, want to quick
Hmm.
to make each other laugh, always want to do for the other, and that's what makes the best of your relationship, and what your relationship starts as, it becomes better, and you just experiencing other things, and you guys want to always invite each other,
Sorry.
and you guys make your marriage what you wanted it to be from the get-go.
But then also, I agree with all that. But the main thing is maintain the effort, because we as a people, as humans, we if we really want something, we'll make time for it.
Agreed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you really don't want it, you're not gonna put in all that. But if you really want it, and if you really, really want to be with this person, like my firm belief is that I know we always say, divorce not an option for us and all that stuff. But I always felt like this. If you really feel like that you have no more to put into it, like there's like no more effort in you, like you tried everything, like you exhausted every other thing, every no, not every other thing, everything,
Hmm.
then okay, walk away. But me, I always see that it's always something that I can do or we can do. That's something that we can do to, work through this problem. That we can, make date nights better. The effort. If the effort's not there, I feel like what's the
The
point?
relationship is going to fall
Yeah.
apart.
What? Yeah.
So I got a question for you guys.
Hmm.
Uh oh.
All right. So so you ever stop to wonder why divorce is not an option in God's words and in the Bible?
mm,
I'm gonna take a stab at this. Um, I'm gonna say that two became one flesh, and he God doesn't like divorce, but I've seen this in the Bible. It's better to get a divorce than to live with a I'm trying to find the right word, with a quarrelsome woman.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. I like to look at it. I like to look at that, but I also spin back to when we're talking about love and we're talking about relationships and everything else. And I'll piggyback off you, Miss Saylor. When you say I've given you everything out or I've given out everything to make this work, it made me start to think is what is everything in your mindset, not you personally, but what is,
Yeah.
because I was thinking about me, like what is everything in my mindset?
That's a good
Because
question.
when it comes to everything, I spin back to the Bible. And in the Bible, when you give love, like when God gave us love and Christ gave love, he gave what's known as agape. I'm sure you guys know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that means no matter what you've done, what you've said, I'm going to love you regardless. So my question and my thought pattern to myself is, have I actually given that type of love? And sometimes it's hard for me to think about it, especially when I say, you know what, I don't want to deal with you no more. And then I go out, you do something stupid. That right there is saying you have not given everything. And I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just rambling. I'm gonna we gonna get back to it. But when you said that, Miss Elliott, it's just that my mind just started spinning, started thinking about it. So
Now that's actually pretty good
Yeah.
because I never considered that when you say, God has given us agape love, and when you feel like you given everything, that's not agape love. And
right,
because God continues to love us in spite of our downfalls and everything, we should be the same way in our marriage because you know God put two together to make one. So if He can continue to love us through our faults, then we should be able to do the same, or we should do the same.
And that's
right,
funny that you say that because I was getting ready to say, what if God just felt like He gave everything to us and just stopped doing what He did for us?
That would be
we wouldn't be
scary.
talking right now. We would
Exactly.
not be
Right?
talking. I would not know of a Marquise and a Miss Taylor. I'll go. You want to be even better? I wouldn't even know Miss Joy.
Can I throw in a little perspective
So
on that
Sure, Steve. Hi,
question?
Steve.
sure,
Hi,
Hey,
Steve.
Steve. So, my thought process when you're talking about it, and I just felt the need to chime in. So, I know in the Bible it says, you cleave unto your wife, and the two of you become one flesh. So, I'd like to think, God gave that agape love to us as individuals, but He gives that agape love to you as a unit in marriage as well. So, when that is split, then some of the love that He gave to you as a unit is also lost. So, I think that's why God wouldn't like divorce as well.
hmm.
If that makes sense.
Mm.
Man,
we
y'all are
we need
dropping
we need
gems this
we
morning.
we need to give Mister Steve a microphone and have him sit right there. All right, all right, all right.
Ah,
Okay, okay. But yeah, I mean, listen, we're not perfect. We don't claim to be perfect. But what we are is in love with each other.
Amen.
Meaning in all aspects of it. Meaning we are not we this is not Ken and Barbie. We're gonna argue, we're gonna fight. But at the end of the day, I am going to argue and I'm going to fight for this woman. She can't tell me she needs and I don't, and I'm not gonna make sure she don't have it. I'm not gonna tell her I need it, she's not gonna make sure I don't have it. So I think that's the big thing.
Well, basically, we've been fortunate enough to still have that passion for one another. Evidently, because we've had how many kids? So, um,
Girl, you still got that passion for me? Oh, all right. Love you too, mama.
And it's funny that you say that, Joy, because sometimes Taylor will look at me like, "You still not sick of me?" I'm like, "No," and she's like, "After all the craziness, you still want to be?" I'm like, "Yes." So we
Absolutely.
definitely get it.
Yeah.
And passion is a powerful thing, especially for the one that you love, the one that you decide
Yeah.
that you'll go through the trenches, through the one you'll go to the end of the earth for, move heaven and earth for, just to always remind them, even when they feel like they're not at their best, that you still love them, that you still
Hmm.
committed and want to be here.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, and also I tell Marquise all the time, there's no divorce over here, B, because I don't have the patience to learn anybody else. I don't have the patience to remember birthdays, names, favorite colors, all that. Okay, I just don't. I just don't. I,
Listen,
Wow.
I know, I know, I know. You know, they love you. I'm gonna tell you how. When you get up in the morning, you ain't brush your teeth,
Okay.
and you go to give them a kiss, and they willingly give you a kiss, and they don't look at you strange. Yeah, that's love right there. That's love. Not agape, but that's love. Cause let me tell you something. You know how you talk sometimes. You go, damn.
Yeah,
So,
that's don't even try it. Okay.
wow, wow.
That's how you know I love you. Let that be known.
Mr. Steve, can we edit that part, please?
But I definitely feel that because there've been times where matter of fact, at the beginning of our marriage, I told her I didn't want to kiss her yet because I hadn't brushed my teeth. So I definitely get it.
Mm.
Oh, I ended that real quick. I'm like, okay, but you not about to take all day.
I mean, I
You're not about to take all day.
I didn't, but I see where you. After a while, I'm like, you know what? I see where she's coming from, and,
Look,
and I think also in marriage, whether you're 2, 3 years or 30 years, and you guys still keep a perspective on it.
I knew
Yeah.
you loved me when every time you see me in my natural hair. When I take that good sew in out and they take all the braid stuff out, you see me in my CD braids. I'm like, oh yeah, he loved me.
This is true. This is very true.
Yeah.
Girl, let me see. Let me see how I know I love you. Um,
Let me tell you something. Okay. When it comes, let me tell you something. With marriage, it comes a whole lot of stuff that you ain't think you was ever going to see from the other person or ever know about the other
what you
person.
mean by that?
Married
I
couples
get what.
share a bathroom together. That
Yeah.
right
Look,
there.
Yeah.
look, you
That
better
right
know.
there. No, but
Yeah, you're
no,
right.
seriously,
Oh,
you know what I'm
yeah, you're
saying?
right.
You see,
Yeah.
you. I shouldn't say just married couples, but being in a relationship period, you see this person from all different perspectives, and
Hmm.
literally, if you still feel that fire, you good. You're good. If you still feel that fire for them, then you're good. But if you're with someone and there's certain things about them that you just can't get past, and it's like every time you look at them, if that's all you see, then it's a wrap right there. But I mean,
That's true.
it's a
That's
wrap
true.
right there. But if you see this person and like I mean, when I say they're sick, like it could be maybe food poison or something or something like that. You know what I mean? Where they're running back and forth to the bathroom, and it's like usually for me, I don't want to go near anybody that's having any kind of trouble in that way. I can't look at you every time I see you. It's gonna be like that. Mm-mm. But if you can still be like, if you're like, oh my gosh, that's the love of my life. In that particular moment, that's a relationship. That's golden. That's love. You know what I mean? If you can see that person when they're at their worst, or and you still feel love for them, or when they're literally like when they're at their lowest, and you still feel love for them, like not just oh I love you, but like I love you, I am in love with you. That that's the relationship. That's core. That's a relationship that usually. can't stand the test of time usually, but it also does depend on the people.
Man, y'all just came in and just dropped so much knowledge. You know, 30 years is nothing to sneeze at. 30, we definitely appreciate you guys coming on the podcast, spitting the knowledge that you have. Um, you guys also continue to pour into us and teach us things. And from both of us, just want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Listen,
Thank
we
you.
family. Listen. We have. It don't matter. It don't matter where you live. It don't matter where we live. From the first time we met, we linked up, and this is family. So you're gonna drop a gem on us one time, like we drop gems on y'all, and that's how family does it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So I'm very appreciative of you guys, and I thank you so very much.
We thank
So,
we
Keep on
appreciate
rocking.
you
Very.
guys too. Thank you because we aspire to be like you guys. 30 years in, still looking at each other like I'm not sick of you. Even though you get on my nerves, I'm still not sick of you, and I really want to be here.
But I do got one quick question before we wrap
Okay.
this
okay.
up. Well, no, two. It's gonna be two quick
Okay.
questions. My first question is, so it might be a little, and you might need to focus a little bit. I'm asking for advice for not only for us, but also those couples who are, aspiring to be podcasters and do content creation. So, my first question is, what is your advice for navigating, like, when you're doing the podcast or doing content creation, like when to share, how much to share, when to pull back? Have there ever been discussions like, I just don't feel like recording today, just leave me out of this? How do you navigate that as a couple?
Ooh. Well, because of the fact that I don't always participate, and
Mm-hmm.
this is more my husband's, it's more his thing. It's more what he likes to do, and I'm not really like a type of person that likes to be. I'm very private, but however, if you're planning on doing certain things, if you're planning on moving forward with doing a podcast or anything like that, if you're going to be open, you have to be comfortable with what you're going to say or what you put out there. You have to know that once you say something, or if you intend on putting something out there, it's going to be out there, and you just have to be like, okay, you just have to be okay with it. You can't. I
Hmm.
mean, there's things that that go through my head. I'm like, should I say something? Should I say this? Should I not say this? Should I do this? But it first of all, it has to be organic. It can't You can't just force it, because it's if you force it, it's gonna come out hard. It's gonna be horrible, and
People can tell.
that's number one. It has to be genuine. So, and if you do say something in that particular moment that you did not mean to say, you literally will have to, you just have to deal with it and become comfortable with it and become okay. If it's something that you feel like the world is going to be against you, and it was something that you really did not mean to do, you make your apologies and, move on. You can't dwell on that particular moment. You really can't. Everybody does things. It's just the same thing as when you fall out in the street and everybody laughs at you. It's a moment. It happened. Move on.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And that's how I'm looking at it. That's how I look at it, pretty much. Now he's
All right.
gonna have something totally different, because this is his genre. This is his world.
All right. So um, it's different, but not too much different. There is. I like to say, in the very beginning of me doing this, there was two sides to me. There was the home side and the podcast side. The podcast side is I'm going to not tell you everything, but I'll tell you enough to make it interesting. The home side is just what it is. It's the home side, and everything that's there, it stays there. It's encapsulated and stays there. I've had discussions with my wife, and slowly but surely, I've learned to be a little bit more open because as Leos, we just hit the ground running. But
Yeah.
I also have to keep. I've learned because of the fact that she's so personal. I just can't go. I can't run off at the mouth real quick because that's her business, you know. And like you said, Marquise, two becomes one. This two became one, and now her business is my business.
Hmm.
My business is now her business. I just there is there's a level. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you what you need to know. Um, but there is a standard, and there's a portion of my life that I don't involve unless it's asked. And prior to it being asked, like more times than not, when you do these podcasts, they will send you questions,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and you choose whether to answer or not. With you guys, we never did that because we've already had a podcast with you guys, so we know pretty much the runnings and how it's going to go. And I am not afraid to say, hey, listen, that right now that's a little too personal.
Personal.
I'll get back to you on that. We can do this in another podcast. You just politely say no if it's just too personal. But I think that's the biggest thing. You have to know your limits. There, and just also know that when you do this podcast, when you interview people, you have to know what questions to ask them because you don't want to offend them, and vice versa. Because the question you ask them can revolve and come back and bite you. So I just think that's the biggest thing. Now as far as time goes, being married and doing a podcast, I eke out my time. A lot of times I'll do it when she's sleeping or whatever. Like I'll do my editing and everything when she's sleeping or whatever. And if I do have an interview and she's not able to join me, I usually do it in the other part of the house, away from everybody. If you really want to do it, you'll get it done. You know, I hope we answered your question.
Oh, you did. You did. Because that's one of the things that, excuse me, that's one of the things we discussed when we start to embark on the journey. So
Right.
even though I'm a Leo, I'm tend to be a reserved Leo. So some things I
Hmm.
want to keep private and everything. And I had to warm up to the idea at first because between the both of us, Marquise is a more sociable and outgoing, and I'm more the chill, laid back. You know, so
Which is
I'm
which
just
is
like,
wild. Which is absolutely wild because I'm the Leo and I'm the more social, and
I am
she's a
the
Virgo.
introvert.
She's a Virgo and the introvert. Well, you know what, babe? I'm not even gonna say you're an introvert anymore because you're really not. It's just
If
you
I,
are reserved when it
it's
comes to
more
certain
like
things.
if I feel like socializing with you, I will socialize with you.
That's it right there.
If I
that's
That's
me.
it
don't, I
right
don't.
there.
That's
That's
her.
me.
That's her. That's definitely her.
That's it right there.
I
So
mean,
I'm
sometimes it takes a lot to let people in your space. Well, for me, to let people in my space, I'm just like, because I guess maybe over the years of through my life, just seeing things and interactions that I've had with people.
hmm
At one point, I almost thought to myself, I don't really like people. I don't really like
Hmm.
people. I don't really like people.
I remember that conversation.
I was like, because I don't like them. I just don't like them.
She don't like
You know.
nobody.
All
Nobody.
right.
well. I'm glad you
No,
like us.
evidently, I have a husband, so I liked him at one point. My children, I like all
What
of
you
my
mean by
children.
at one point? I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
I have
sorry.
children, you know what I mean? So I like them. I interact with them. You know what I mean? But like you guys, trust me, I'm talking to you guys. Otherwise I would just sit here and wouldn't say a word. I wouldn't interject, I wouldn't add anything.
Nope.
But yeah. So
I'm glad you like us. We appreciate that we're part of your inner circle of people that you love to interact with. Cause I get it. I'm the same way. But
And
my
we've had a few people hit us up. Hey, can you join us on our podcast? And I've politely declined, or I say, hey, you know what? Let us sit down and talk about it, and we'll get back to you. And it's just, we just don't vibe with everybody
yeah.
because everybody is not of the same mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about intelligence or anything like that. I'm just talking about you single
I'm not
with
feeling
no
your
family.
energy. I'm not feeling
Yeah,
your energy.
exactly.
That's all.
Exactly.
And
That's
see,
what I
that's
should have said from the beginning. It's just some people, you get that vibe and you just don't want to. I
Yeah.
don't. Can I curse? Can I curse? I was gonna say I just don't fucks with you. I'm sorry. I'm
Whoa.
sorry. I said can I curse? I said can I curse?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now, do I curse all the time? No. But there are just times where you just like I'm not. I don't know. I'm feeling something from you. I'm feeling this vibe from you, and I just don't want to deal with you. And there's quite a few people I've met. I'm just like, I'm good. I just don't. I just don't do it. Just don't do it. I'm also the same person who I will. I will be sitting on the train, minding my own business, and this has happened to me since I was a child. I'll be sitting there minding my own business, whatever. I'll be standing somewhere and somebody will walk over to me and tell me their whole story.
okay.
Why?
I'm glad you said that because I don't mean to cut you off, but I thought it was just me.
No. But see, that used to happen to me a lot. But as I've gotten older, I realized my facial expressions say a lot.
I say,
So
hey, is
I used to walk around mean mugging everybody, but the thing is that I will have the most meanest face. I have my music turned on, I have my headphones on, big headphones turned on, and people will just come over to me and just say all kinds of stuff. Stuff that I'm not supposed to be hearing. Stuff I don't want to know about. But
ah,
as I've gotten older, I realize some people just need I just happen to be that person for whatever reason that
yeah.
I'm that shoulder for that particular moment. And I'm like, dang, and I don't like people. But I'll give them that moment. I'll give them their moment. I will.
all
And
right.
I'll let them
So,
talk.
all right, Miss T. What's your second question?
My second question is a fun question. I like to ask our guests this all the time. I usually say one song, but if you have more than one, that's fine. If you
Oh,
Hold
had,
on before you answer that. Before you ask that question, I'll be right back.
okay,
where are you going? Why are you? Oh, he going to get something. He going to get something. He going to annoy me right now. He going.
I'm
Oh my
excited to see
goodness.
what it was because
Yeah,
you
me
saw
too.
the
I don't
excitement.
think you want to
You
see it.
see the
I don't know what he
excitement.
gonna bring out. What? Oh, here we go.
Uh, uh,
Here we go again.
here we go again. Oh
Oh,
snap!
he pulled out the Prince
Press
poster,
poster, Woo.
the purple one.
The purple one.
All right, go ahead. I can hear you.
All right. If you had to describe your relationship
I like
Here we
this.
go.
in a song or more than one song, what would those songs be?
I have
I'm
no
pretty sure it's
clue.
gonna be a Prince song because Prince sitting right here.
I bought
Um,
that for him a couple of years ago for his birthday. I'm glad he loves it. He tries to make that picture a focal point wherever. Oh my gosh! I'm glad you love that picture.
um, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. That's a good question. I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, what you call it? Oh my gosh! It just went out of my head, and it was a Prince song too.
It don't
The
necessarily
song you
got to be
usually
Prince.
put on the playlist that you had made for me.
It don't necessarily got. I don't even remember.
How you don't remember it?
I, I'm still trying to think. I'm sorry, guys. I really truly wasn't prepared for this. That last was a good one. Um.
I don't know. There's a lot of songs that come to my mind.
Well, me and Marquise can answer it to give you some ideas.
Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
Good.
All right, babe, go ahead.
And we begin to rock
Oh my
steady,
goodness.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
steady
Okay. Okay.
now.
Okay.
And we begin to rock
Oh
steady,
wow.
rocking to the rocking to the break of dawn.
I was not expecting you to say that song, but that's a good one.
I have
I
no
would
clue.
say, I would say this time it would be For the Cool You by Babyface.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's a
All
good one.
right.
What?
So I got something, but
What?
that's just me, honey. You might have something different.
What?
Um, and I was listening to it last couple of days too.
What?
It's by Heavy D and the boys called "We Got Our Own Thing."
Oh
Really?
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know
because
why you would say that because people used to say that we were so wrapped up in each other.
not used to,
Well,
we
no, they
still
still
are.
say that. They still say that we're so wrapped up in each other that we
And
live
that
in
and
our
that
own
and
world.
that
Yeah.
it may not even it may not be all of the words in the song, but just the hook. The hook alone says it for us. Is truly, and we don't mean to be that way, but it's just like what we were saying before. Our chemistry, it just sinks. So much so that we start talking and we kind of forget that there are other people in the room.
Yeah.
So
Don't
Yeah.
mind me.
It's
I'm
it's
adding that
pretty
to the
much
playlist.
always been, yeah, always been that way. People, family members, friends, whatever, like y'all always together.
yeah,
But you know what? When we would go out all the time. Let's say if he was going with the fellas and he would bring me. They wouldn't actually turn up their face though, because I was actually one of the fellas, which
yeah,
was cool.
yeah.
Which was cool.
That much I will say.
Which was cool. Because
And
we
then
used to,
sometimes,
yeah, we would be together like 24/7. But they were like, "Oh, I know she coming," but they were actually, I was one of them, and they would sometimes talk to me, especially your uncle would talk to me about certain things, about if he was having a problem or whatever with somebody he was seeing. But
and I think that right there kind of sums up the whole conversation we had today, guys. Is you complete me? Everything about it, from no, from
okay, is you
friendships.
trying to make me cry, or
I
you
just
just
want
like
pancake. I just want breakfast after this. But
breakfast? It's like 12 o'clock.
no.
It's
But
past 12.
seriously, honestly, I think, like I said, man, this whole conversation, and this was an awesome conversation. I love you guys. Thank you so much for it. But that right there kind of sums it up for me. It's no matter what we do, no matter where we go, no matter who we are with, we are always one. And Marquise, I'm gonna get back to what you said when God made two into one. So, you know,
Yeah.
That was great.
I
um,
think that's a perfect way to end that.
So you want to tell the audience where they can find you, your social media handles.
oh, My Truths podcast. That's on YouTube. That's on Facebook. That's on Spotify. Um, yeah, yeah. I have a tech podcast called Binary Talks. Then the last but not least is I'm a 365 podcast, and that's centered on religion and spirituality. So, but for the most part, you can find me My Truth podcast. So,
Yeah. I don't have anything. You can find me through him. You can find me through him. So I've only done a couple of podcasts, here and there. He's trying to bring me into the fold. It's taking me.
I am
I'm just slow to warming up to it because
listen,
I'm reserved.
listen. I know we got to go, but I'm gonna say it like this because this is actually the perfect place to say it. You are beautiful. You are intelligent. You
That's a
keep a great
conversation we can
conversation.
have later.
No, we need to have this now in front of everybody. I've been working really hard to try to get her on this podcast, like to do the couples podcast thing. And honey, you just need to know that you built for it. It's not as difficult as we.
You say that, but I gotta feel it first.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, I gotta
I
feel
got you.
it
Enough
first.
said. Enough
I
said.
gotta be comfortable.
See,
What
Miss
what
Taylor,
what
that's when
was
you,
it? It was
Miss
something
Taylor,
about comfortable. Whatever.
Miss Taylor, that's when you're supposed to jump in and go, girl, you got this. You could do this.
Why are you
Well, I was
trying
getting ready to say, I was getting ready to say, I was getting ready to say I'm working on a special episode for the ladies. So if you feel comfortable doing
to?
that,
Yeah, you can hit
we
me
can
up.
talk offline about that.
Yeah, I can provide my contact information with you. to you.
Yeah.
Sure.
See, see, there we
That's
go.
cause see, I feel
Baby
comfortable with
steps.
her.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I feel
Baby
comfortable
steps.
with
That's
her.
all.
But
I
you
feel
do
so
realize she's a Leo, right?
comfortable
So there
with
you go.
Yeah,
you.
all the Leos I got in my life,
All right.
please.
Hey,
But
Marquise,
I'm
I'm
more
working
of a
on.
reserved Leo.
Yeah, cause all majority of the Leos that I know is out there. Like they like to be seen, even though they say they don't. They like to be seen. They're out there. They have like 1,000,001 friends. Yeah. So you the only one that's more like me.
Hey, Marquise, I'm working on something for us too, bro. So seriously, I'm working on something for us too. I'll get in touch with you about it.
Yeah, let me know. I'm definitely down for whatever it is.
Do we
And
maybe need to
y'all,
have more men get together and talk? I think we just need to have ladies talk.
no, y'all do your thing.
Ladies talk.
I look forward to seeing it. Seriously. And y'all got to forgive me because I know I've been rubbing my eyes all day, but the allergy weather out here in Texas is horrible.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Ugh.
horrible.
Yeah, it is. And then
So
coming
You,
off the
yeah.
boat, it's like in New York, you're away for a
Yeah.
week and you come off the boat and it's like, oh my gosh, it really hits you.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like rubbing my eyes. I'm like, good lord, I hope they don't think that that I'm doing something over here.
Yeah, with
No, it's
dry
just
dry
allergies, man.
coughing and yeah.
Nah,
No, we
Yeah.
get it. You
we
Like
good.
get it. You good.
So, but all right, guys, thank you
So
so much again. Appreciate you.
thanks for being here. So beautiful. You want to tell the people where they can find us?
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and the app formerly known as Twitter. Bay, you wanted to drop the handles?
So the handles are you can send us a letter at Are You Stuck? That's well the email is you uh
So you could get so our listener letter is
is
called "Are
Are
You
You Stuck
Stuck?"
Now?
There you go.
So our listener letter is called Are You Stuck? And you can send us an email at you stuck with us at gmail.com. USTUCKWITME at gmail.com. You can find our Facebook page at You Stuck With Me. And you can go on our Instagram page and find us at You Stuck With Me underscore podcast. That is USTUCKWITME underscore podcast. You can find my personal social media handles at mine M1NE underscore one on Instagram and the app formerly known as Twitter.
And you can find me on IG and the app formerly known as Twitter under Queen Points. That's PO number one NTZ. Again, that's Queen Points, PO number one NTZ. And if you want some more behind the scenes footage of, my pre recording yawns and the karaoke rehearsals, because, those be fire, you can follow me on TikTok. That is Queen Points 22. Again, Points 22.
Once again, this is your boy Marquise,
And this is your one and only, your favorite Taylor.
and we out, y'all.
Hey,
oh my
come back.
gosh, I just
You
remembered
We'll be
you
something.
stuck
back.
with
We'll
us,
be back.
Y'all stuck with
y'all
us
stuck
too.
with us,
Y'all got to come back too.
I
and
just
make sure y'all
remembered
check out.
something. The song I used to play all the time that reminded me of you, Michael, was "I'm Gonna Stick with You" by Pussycat Dolls.
Oh,
Whoa.
I used
Okay.
to play that song all the time. I can't believe I forgot that till just now. Till she said
But wait,
something.
hold on,
No,
y'all. I
they
know we gotta
ended
go.
the podcast. Stop.
No, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Steve. Thank you, Mr. Steve. We appreciate you, man. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
we
I,
love you, Steve.
All right.
Absolutely. Love y'all too.
Yeah, we love
make
y'all.
sure you guys make sure you guys check out the My Truth podcast, the 365 podcast, and what was the other one?
Binary talks.
Binary
Binary
talks.
Talk. Show them some love, y'all. We out, y'all.
All right.
Peace.
Later.
Bye.